The Kethri had made a critical error in judgment when they captured Commander Marcus Chen. They assumed, as most galactic species did, that humans were just another weak, primitive race, easily broken, easily controlled. The prison ship Void's Edge had held thousands of prisoners from dozens of worlds, but none quite like the human who now sat in Cell Block 7. Captain Vexitar of the Kethri Imperial Navy stood before the energy barrier. His forearms crossed as he studied the peculiar creature within. The human had been imprisoned for 3 standard cycles now, given only enough water to survive and barely any food. Most species would have broken by now, begging for mercy or information. Instead, Marcus Chen sat cross-legged on the metal floor, eyes closed, breathing steadily. Still nothing? Vextar asked Guard Commander Jilak, whose reptilian features betrayed his frustration. Nothing, sir. He hasn't spoken a word since the first day when he asked about our hunting traditions. Strange question from a dying prisoner. Vextar's mandibles clicked thoughtfully. The human intelligence they'd captured was supposed to be valuable. Information about Earth's defense networks, fleet positions, supply lines. But this particular human seemed content to waste away in silence. What they didn't understand was that Marcus Chen wasn't wasting away. He was adapting. The former Marine had grown up in the Canadian wilderness with his grandfather, a Cree elder who had taught him that survival wasn't just about having food. It was about understanding the rhythms of life around you. In the sterile environment of the alien ship, Marcus had quickly identified the patterns, guard rotations, meal distributions, waste disposal cycles, even the subtle vibrations that indicated the ship's course corrections. On the 4th day, something changed. Guard Private Kessin, barely past his molting ceremony, made his usual rounds. The young Kethri had drawn the unfortunate assignment of monitoring the human prisoner, a duty that older guards avoided. There was something unsettling about the way the human watched everything, as if he were cataloging their every movement. "Your hunting grounds are dying," Marcus said suddenly, his first words in days. Kessin's scales rippled with surprise. "What did you say?" Marcus opened his eyes and looked directly at the young guard. "Your people. I can smell it on you. The synthetic proteins, the processed nutrients. You've forgotten how to hunt. We have food processors. Advanced technology. We don't need to hunt like primitives." Marcus stood slowly, his movements deliberate and non-threatening. "Your scales are dull. Your muscles are soft. How long has it been since your people took prey with their own claws?" Kessin's defensive posture faltered. It was true. The Kethri had abandoned their hunting heritage generations ago in favor of technological convenience. Their warrior culture remained, but it was hollow, built on weapons and machines rather than skill and instinct. "The processors on level 3 have been malfunctioning," Kessin admitted reluctantly. "Food shortages in the lower quarters." Marcus nodded. "I can hear them, the skrittlings in your ventilation systems. Small, fast, but predictable. Your ancestors would have feasted on them." Over the following days, more guards began to linger near Marcus's cell. Word had spread quietly through the ship about the humans' strange knowledge. Guard Lieutenant Mordak was the first to ask directly, "How do you know about skrittlings?" "Same way I know your people haven't had a proper hunt in 50 years, Marcus replied. "I listen, I watch. I understand what survival really means." The lieutenant's pride warred with his curiosity. "Explain." Marcus began to teach. He showed them how to track by sound, how the skrittlings' chittering changed pitch when they sensed danger. He explained patience, how to wait for hours in perfect stillness until prey revealed itself. He demonstrated with hand gestures how to move without triggering the ship's motion sensors, how to predict animal behavior based on environmental factors. "Your claws aren't decorative," Marcus told Mordak during one session, "but you use them like they are. Feel the air currents. The skrittlings nest where the ship's heat exchangers create warm spots. They follow thermal patterns your technology can't track because it's too crude." Within a week, the guards had successfully hunted their first skrittlings in decades. The meat was fresh, rich with natural proteins their bodies had been craving. More importantly, they felt something their generation had never experienced: the satisfaction of taking prey through skill rather than technology. Captain Vextar discovered the unauthorized hunting expeditions during a routine inspection. He found half his guard force gathered around the human cell, listening intently as Marcus explained how to read territorial markings left by the ship's larger pest species. "What is the meaning of this?" Vextar demanded. Guard Commander Zilak stepped forward, his bearing more confident than it had been in months. The human has been teaching us the old ways, Captain. We've cleared 3 sections of skrittling infestations and discovered a nest of tunnel rats that were compromising the hull integrity sensors. Vextar's anger faltered. The ship had been plagued by pest problems for cycles, problems their technological solutions had failed to address. You let a prisoner teach you? He asked incredulously. He taught us to remember what we were, Mordak said quietly. Before we forgot how to be Kethri. Marcus watched this exchange with the patience of someone who understood exactly what was happening. He had done what humans had always done throughout history, adapted, survived, and turned disadvantage into opportunity. But more than that, he had reminded a warrior species of their own nature. Captain Vexistar approached the energy barrier, studying the human with new respect. What do you want? Marcus smiled, the first smile any of them had seen from him. To go home, to my own hunting grounds. The negotiation that followed was unlike any prisoner exchange in Kethri history. Marcus Chen was returned to human space with full honors, and in the months that followed, something unprecedented occurred. The Kethri began to withdraw from their aggressive expansion, turning inward to rediscover their own forgotten traditions. The guards who had learned from Marcus became teachers themselves, and slowly a proud warrior culture began to remember what it meant to truly hunt, to truly survive, to truly live. And on a small ship in the void, an empty cell stood as a reminder that sometimes the greatest victories come not from conquest, but from understanding that strength shared makes everyone stronger. The human had been starved, imprisoned, and interrogated. In response, he had given his captors back their souls.